The 2004 American Le Mans Series enters its final 3 events on 3 very different tracks with 3 contrasting race lengths. Today at Road America, it's a 2-hour 45 sprint, followed by Road Atlanta's famed 10-hour Petit Le Mans, and finally a 400k flyer at Laguna Seca.
Lee, in P1, Audi may sit atop the point standings, but in qualifying, their struggles continue. For the 5th time in 7 races, it will be a Dyson Racing Lola that starts today's race from the pole position. It was Butch Lightzinger aboard the number 16 car who took the top qualifying slot. And not only that, the Audis have been swept off the front row. It's the number 20 machine with Andy Wallace starting second. But the big news this weekend in prototypes is in P2. The Miracle Motorsports team start from the pole position for the very first time, and it's in a brand new race car. A Courage C65 was shipped over from Europe on just Wednesday. The team quickly got to grips with that race car, and Ian James put the car on the pole position.
I'm Butch Lightzinger, driver number 16 Dyson Thetford Norcold Lola, and my co-driver is James Weaver.
My name's James Gouet. I'm from Athens, Georgia. I'm driving the number 10 Miracle Motorsports P2 entry. My co-drivers are Ian James.
I'm Oliver Gavin. I drive the number 4 Compuware Chevrolet Corvette, and my teammate is Olivier Beretta.
Hi, I'm Jörg Bergmeister. I'm driving the number 23 McKenna Mail-to-Web Alex Schwab Racing Porsche together with Timo Bernhard.
The Road America 500 is underway, and poleman Butch Lightzinger leads into turn 1. Look at this, JJ Lehto thinks about it on the inside on Chris Dyson, then thinks twice.
Chris Dyson had none of that. He just moved right over and said, no, you're not past me right there anyway.
Well, this battle resumes. It was scintillating at Portland. Chris Dyson versus JJ Lehto, and now John Field wants to buy into it, and he's turned JJ Lehto around.
Field gets in the back of JJ and spins the Audi. That only in turn 3.
Oh, we've got Portland all over again.
Yeah, just a little tap in the quarter panel, that's all she takes.
Butch Lightzinger leads the Road America 500. You're looking at Chris Dyson and John Field battling hard here for second. And it's great to see the Intersport Lola back in the hunt. And we've lost the 31, the Peterson White Lightning machine. Craig Stanton has spun.
That's a spin down a Canada corner.
And I bet
no contact yet. That's good news.
Stand corrected there. My apologies. It is Dave Murray in the car. Dave Murray in the Peterson White Lightning Porsche. And both Alex Job Porsches, Jörg Bergmeister and Mark Lieb, running first and second in this class.
Well, David Murray, not a very happy race car driver right now. They were in the lead of GT when that incident happened. He said the car seems to be fine, but not at all happy with the 71 car.
Let's find out where JJ Lehto is and his comeback. He's sitting in 9th, where he was last time round. Make that a little bit higher now as he gets past Clint Field. He's up to 5th now, and he's got the P2 class leader, Ian James, is the next one on his list.
That's quite a story. Ian James in that car for the first time. This car just flown over and got here on Wednesday. Nice to see the Courage, a beautiful car.
In GTS, it's the Corvette guys, 1 and 2, and it's Olivier Beretta, the pole sitter, who leads Ron Fellows. And from everyone here on the sports car side of things, we want to congratulate Ron for a brilliant drive last weekend in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. From the back of the field to second, it was an amazing run at the Glen.
Yeah, he's really good at the Glen. He's good at those big stock cars, too. He was having to go earlier on at trying to get by his teammate here. 2 cars obviously equal.
Field's going for it on the inside. John Field on Chris Dyson. Gets it.
Got it done perfectly. And look, he's going to bring, and there was a bump right there. Lehto goes with him. Takes Chris Dyson.
Dyson wants to come back, switches back to the inside. He's not quite close enough. Good hard driving from John Field. Oh, look at this. Has there been contact? Well, there you go.
Actually, no, he's got in trouble by himself. Locks up a rear brake, gets on the outside in the gravel and spins. JJ had nothing to do with that.
In GT, let's bring you up to date. It's still Alex Job Racing 1 and 2. And it's not the case anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
Now Mark Lieb slips up the inside of Jörg Bergmeister.
Jörg got off too wide, got on the outside, got stuck in the gravel trap. Luckily didn't get stuck there. That's all Lieb needed.
Chris Dyson is in the pits.
And he's in here with an engine problem. They're going to do some servicing first. You see the refueling going in. They may change tires, but the most important thing is they need to get the hood off the back of that car and investigate what seems to be a lack of boost. This little turbocharged engine will not have a lot of power unless they can get this boost problem fixed.
And while these guys go to work, problems out on track for Clint Field in the Intersport Lola. Let's have a look at this, and this is turn 5 again, and he's just...
He didn't even try to make that corner. He just went straight on, so he's got some sort of problem. This cuts around. Where he's going right now is going back toward the pit straightaway.
And P2, wow, it's been tough today, Brian.
Absolutely it has. Brian Willman has brought his pill beam chassis in. They had some problems with this car. They've had problems with it all year long. The team doing a good job just to get it out on the track. And I spoke with Jeff Bucknam earlier today, and he said what it amounts to is the chassis has just gone past its useful life.
44, Lonnie Pechnik has put it out.
Lucky boy there.
Canada corner.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get that thing stuck, so he's on his way again.
Incidentally, the sister car to that one, the 45 of Darren Law, he's flying on track. He started right at the back of the field, changing tyres, and he has now got his way up to 5th in class. Back at Road America and back at the front of the field, JJ Leto has been working overtime to catch race leader Butch Leitzinger.
No more overtime involved. He's caught him. He's right there. He's running a second a lap, sometimes more than that, faster than Butch Leitzinger's able to run. Butch is running 155s. JJ's running 154s.
Terry Borcheller has brought the Saleen in. It looked like it was going to be a routine stop, but they're having a lengthy conversation on the radio. All kinds of problems with this car yesterday. They had to change the entire brake system because they had a vibration that they could not find the cause of. They changed the entire brake system. It seemed to go away.
Oh, Mark Lee has spun.
Big spin. You see the marks right there. That's in a very fast portion of the racetrack.
GT class leader, or he was.
Well, something on that car broke. You see that off to the side there? Off to the side there was a piece of, I think it might have broken a brake rotor.
We understand the number 20 car has been in the penalty box. That was for having too many crew members over the wall, affecting that repair on the wastegate.
Well, to make matters worse, Chris Dyson has come down to the penalty box to serve that penalty. The car began to overheat, a lot of smoke out of the back end. He had to shut it down, and now the car will not restart. We heard him on the radio a moment ago saying, I've recycled the ignition and everything else. It turns over, but it will not fire, so their problems continue. Not a good day for the Dyson team, Lee.
38's in, Calvin.
And this is a bit of a surprise. We're so used to seeing these Michelin tires double and even triple stint, but now when the pace is what it is, they're using up the tires. They're doing left sides only, it looks like, and they'll send JJ on his way. 16 car was on pit road. It looked like a routine stop, and then Butch struggled to get it fired up, and now he's struggling to get it underway. Remember, we've seen this in the past. The fuel rail gets a vapor lock, and it gets very hard for these drivers to just get the car moving. He's underway, should be okay now.
And as you can see, JJ Leto. JJ Leto went whipping by.
The leader in GTS is in, and it's going to be Ollie Gavin taking over from Olivier Beretta. This team are just working hard against one another. They realize right now in GTS they don't have the strongest competition in numbers, but they're working really hard just to keep up in their game, looking to head next year and see some really fast competition in GTS. So right now these boys, they're looking for their 3rd victory of the season. Looks like a routine stop down here, Lee.
Calvin, Mark Leaf talked about bad luck. Well, I think it's come down here to Dyson Racing. Butch Leitzinger is back in. We saw him have problems get the car started and away, and we heard him on the radio say it hasn't cleaned out. He had to go 4 miles around the racetrack, and when it did come into pit lane, it sounded absolutely horrible. These guys looking around in the engine compartment to see if they can determine the problem.
GT class leading car here with Timo Bernard. He's only 4 points behind Darren Law and Johannes van Overbeek in the championship, for the championship. And today that could all change, and if it goes the way that it's been at the moment, things are looking great for Timo Bernard and Jörg Bergmeister. They sit at the top. The Flying Lizard car with Johannes van Overbeek sits second. That is quite a remarkable performance from those guys to come from the back to second. Well, I mentioned earlier, if you've just joined us, there's been some pretty interesting things happening in the Prototype 2 class. The championship challengers, Clint Field, in the 30, had a problem out on track, left the circuit, tried to get back, and on an access road, the team worked on the car, and you're not allowed to do that. They've been excluded from the event, and that basically eliminates them from the title chase with Ian James. So things are looking good for the Englishman, and Ian James is with Cal.
Ian, if things roll the way they are today, you're on the cusp of your first professional championship here. Talk about the season. It's really been a breakthrough year for you in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I must say this year, I've had 3 great rides in 3 different series, and we're in with a shot of all 3 championships still. So, but this one means a lot to me because this is a real high-level championship.
And Duncan Dayton, Carita Sport Racing, sits second in this event, behind JJ Leto, ahead of Oliver Gavin. And this car was in the thick of it early, Dorsey.
Yeah, it was really in the thick of it early. We saw those opening laps, made a little contact down there, put the Audi around once. Not intentional stuff, just good close racing.
As we have lost Johnny Molam.
He's just already to the outside. These big balls of rubber get up into the front suspension area, up in the front, and when he broke, it came underneath the car, he says, and it pushed him off the racetrack.
And JJ Lado jumps out, and it's going to be Marco Werner jumping in, of course, regular teammate for this man. JJ with an overall victory today will break a new record in ALMS history with the most overall wins at 15. And for Marco Werner, well, since we saw him burst on the scene at Sebring last year, he finished on the podium in every event he's entered. So it looks like a routine stop.
We have heard that the 20 Dyson car, Chris Dyson, Andy Wallace, has been retired from the event. And essentially, so long as everything goes fine here for the ADT champion Audi, they have to win. With a win, they will clinch the P1 championship. And that will be JJ Lato's first in the American Le Mans Series to be that champion. For Marco Werner, it would be back-to-back championships.
Look at the rocks coming out of there for everybody to run over.
Oh, that's really lovely. That's the best part of this.
Oh, my.
We were especially told to keep on the grass if we went off and try and keep it on the grass, but you can't with these low-hung cars because you're going to rip the under tray off.
Oh, and debris in the front straightaway, a big hunk of something. Here's the problem, right rear completely gone off that car, sitting right in the start-finish line.
He's got a long way back, too, to come round. He's got 4 miles.
Watch this. This is going to be an explosion. Boom!
Ooh, he was lucky to keep that lot under control, wasn't he?
Very lucky, because he's running a good 150 mile an hour.
Absolutely.
We are still under caution here at Road America. And this is the reason why. Yeah, it is the same car, but a different incident. Look at the front left.
This is unbelievable. They got back to the pits, put the right rear on. You see the damage from that explosion, but now look at the left front. It's completely blown out. It's taken the hood off. It's taken the front fender off. It's trying to take the suspension off, and he's got another 2 miles to go.
Well, it's a routine stop for the number 23 car, Lee. It was Timo Bernard who came in. He stayed behind the wheel. They put half a tank of fuel in and fresh Michelin tires. Remember, he's really being backed up by his teammate Jörg Bergmeister this year because Jörg unfortunately didn't make any laps during the Sebring event, didn't get the required amount in there. So we've been playing backup all year to his teammate, and he's trying to chase down that Flying Lizard team. For more on that team, let's go down to Brian Tell.
45 car was just in. Overbeck stayed in the car. They did do fuel and they did do tires, but they did it on a time basis because they don't have that much longer in the race. They didn't want to take the time to fill it with fuel. They almost beat that Alex Job car back out. Things will be a little bit jumbled because of the pit stops, but it should be a good run to the end for those guys.
Well, problems in the Panos camp. Brian Till has more.
Well, the problem was, we talked about it earlier on, the cool suit was not working in that car. And as I said, it's like wrapping a baked potato in foil and putting it in the oven. You actually cook it there when the cool suit doesn't work. Gunnar was going to have to finish the race because Salins was not able to continue. They kept him out there as long as they could. And on the last yellow, when he brought the car in, they looked at him and said, no, Gunnar, you are through. And they've got the oxygen on him right now. He seems to be okay.
Back to green, and here we go. The run to the checkered flag after an extended yellow period. Marco Werner has another championship in his sights in just 30 minutes time.
Big hunk of rubber right here, laying right there in the middle of off the racetrack. That's what we're talking about.
Well, look at this in GT land. The battle is on. We said it was going to be interesting right to the end. Take a look at this. You've got the Racers Group Porsche, you've got the Peterson White Lightning, you've got the Flying Lizard and Alex Job Racing, all nose to tail. Great stuff in GT.
One of the Flying Lizard cars right up ahead there. Now side by side for the kink. Oh boy, that was wise to let that happen before the turn-in.
Craig Stanton nips by Patrick Long.
That was a very good, sorry to interrupt you, that was a tremendous move, because I tell you what, it doesn't show it on any of these shots. That is a really tight corner.
Craig Stanton is the man on the move in GT. He is flying at the moment. He's not only by the 45, now he's up into second, and he is chasing down the Alex Job Racing machine. There it is on the left of your screen, the team that won here last year at Road America. The lead interval between Timo Bernard and second place Craig Stanton is now almost 9 seconds. Alex Job obviously got on the radio and said, Stanton's coming, respond.
Well, let me tell you about response. Timo Bernard is 3 seconds a lap faster right now than Craig Stanton. So when they told him to pull the trigger, they didn't mess around.
They both pulled the trigger, but one was went 3 seconds quicker.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. At this stage of the race, when you consider there is a lot of rubber, we've seen most of it coming off that Viper, but a lot of rubber on the road, and obviously in certain places oil too. and the track is warmer as it has been, and the guys are turning and cracking good laps.
And if things were to stay as they are right now, Timo Bernard would be the new points leader in GT. Out of the shadows and heading to the checkered flag and victory lane and a championship.
You could coast there from here if it wasn't for this hill. He's going to have to climb the hill one more time.
And with the retirement of the 20, and they only completed 13 laps, this gives the ALMS championship and the win here. The Road America 500 is won by the ADT champion Audi team, Marco Werner and JJ Later.
JJ celebrating.
And after in P2, after domination from Quinfield, Rossledale and Johnfield on occasion, the Miracle Motorsports gang will be back on top with James Guay and Ian James. But Beretta takes the flag and the GTS class victory, and right behind him, Timo Bernard will win GT today and go into the points lead. Stunning performance from him.
Well, what a day for JJ Lato. You break the record for most overall wins in ALMS history at 15, and you also lock down the championship.
Well, it sounds really good. Everything went so well today. I'm really happy for champion racing and also for myself, because I have been fighting for the championship for many times, and I think that was 1988 last time I won a championship, so it really feels good. And for the team as well, Dave Moraz and the whole team, they have been working so hard all year, and also last year when we started together, we were really close to win it, but it didn't work out last year, so this year has been so good. I'm happy.
That's 4 wins on the season for you guys, 2 in a row, and your qualifying lap spectacular. Even though you're not in it for the championship anymore, it doesn't diminish your drive, obviously.
No, definitely not. I just tried to have Timo now for the championship, and it looks pretty good now for him. And yeah, the car was just perfect. Thanks to the team, they did a great job again, and hopefully it will stay the same for Atlanta.
Ian, what a great day for you. You locked down the championship as between you and James the rest of the way, and a win in this brand new race car.
Yeah, I mean, wonderful weekend. Johnny Mack brought this over from France. It won last weekend in England. Now we brought it to Elkhart Late and won again. So I'm really happy, and can't wait for the last 2 races of the year.